Construction Studios. Call Banner today to see their new Beechworth windows. Beautiful solid wood on the inside, resilient fiberglass on the outside. Call 314-569-1050.
The Lightning Round brought to you by Hair Saloon, because sometimes the man everyone depends on needs a place of his own to depend on every time he sits in one of their chairs. Hair Saloon, for men against the grain. Visit hairsaloon.com for a saloon near you.
Allman in the Morning. Common Sense Radio.
Yes, indeed, everybody. It is Allman in the Morning.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
And it'll be Allman in the Morning on TV as well. Yeah. Brandon and Greg are in here. Brandon sporting the Chicago Cubbies hat. He's a happy man as the Cubs tie it up 3-3. I was hoping to wear my victory pants. Of course, everybody in the studio, both in TV and radio, were hoping I wasn't going to wear the victory pants just because of the pants, not because of the Cubs. Maybe tomorrow. But I'll be in Springfield tomorrow. I got my Indians hat on, by the way. We'll put a picture out on Twitter of Brandon and myself just mugging for the cameras.
Yeah, this dueling hat thing is kind of
fun.
Dueling
hat thing, yeah, it is kind of fun. Because, you know, the Indians, the Cleveland Indians, are the official postseason team of the All in the Morning Show and the Allman Report.
It's true.
Under protest by Brandon, who was Brandon Geyer. He's not happy with that, but he's not participating in that joy. So if I do wear the victory pants, it'll have to be in Springfield, Missouri.
How lucky for Springfield.
Because I'm going down there to see Senator Ted Cruz this evening. It was important enough to get down there because Senator Cruz and other Republicans are going to be key figures in making sure we get that vote out, and we get the vote out for Donald Trump and all of the down ballot Republicans as well. And so Senator Cruz, who has been, we all know the backstory there. I'm not going to make too much hay about that because we're talking about now, not then. And that's very important to consider because we need him. And I think that ultimately what's going to happen is there are a lot of people who might, if they're on the fence, Senator Cruz is going to be in a position to say, get off the fence and come with me. And that's what he's going to be doing. So I figured it was important enough to get down there for you guys. So I'll be broadcasting the show, the morning show, from Springfield tomorrow morning. So we'll be there, and I might shock the people of Springfield, which is generally a very conservative little area there, Greene County, I don't think they see too many fancy victory pants, but they might tomorrow. We'll see, Brandon, right? One of those also a key figure in this election, and just in the Republican Party alone, is Ann Wagner. Congresswoman Ann Wagner, who has been around the block. She was part of the reason why we have G.W. Bush, because she was part of making sure he was elected president of the United States and did a lot of work, has paid her dues in the Republican Party. That is for sure. And of course, we had that thing with the tape at the time Ann Wagner came out, and just because we had a lot of people who had visceral reactions to that tape, because they're human beings, and that's what it's all about. But in a conversation with Ann Wagner I had yesterday, she said, I want to come on your show, and I want to make sure I make something very, very clear. Congresswoman Ann Wagner, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Jamie, great to be with you, and I have to put in a Go Cleveland plug here. Please, please.
I know. I mean, listen, I kind of feel like, shouldn't we? They're in our division. It's like,
No.
I know.
No. Go Cleveland. Go Indians.
I know. And I got to tell you, obviously it's kind of a foregone conclusion that the Cubs are going to win the World Series, right? Because it's in a movie. And it's also been a foregone conclusion in the media that Hillary Clinton would win the presidency. And on both levels, we're saying not so fast. So at Ann L. Wagner, AnnWagner.com, what did you want to tell the people today?
Hey, I want to tell folks, get out the vote. And in the words of Governor Pence, it is time for Republicans. They need to come home and make sure that you're voting. We have historic opportunities now to sweep statewide from the top of the ticket, from Donald Trump all the way down to our 6th county council race in South County. We need a Republican governor and senator and state reps up and down the ballot. We're working overtime, not only to expose Hillary Clinton, but to make sure that everyone understands as I said, the opportunities that we have to sweep this state for the first time in a long time.
You are voting for Donald Trump?
I have always been voting for Donald Trump, and I will do that next Tuesday. I encourage everyone listening to vote for Trump as well. You know, Jamie, and I don't know why there's been perhaps some confusion here, but since last May, after Donald Trump released his list of Supreme Court justices, I made it clear that I'm voting for Donald Trump. I want an entire ticket sweep up and down. I would never be voting for Hillary Clinton. We must stop this criminal enterprise, and it's the only way that we're going to have a corruption-free White House, truly.
And there was some now. The Chaffetz, for instance, your colleague in the House, has taken an odd approach. He says he's voting for Donald Trump, but not endorsing him, and that's not something you're talking about either, correct?
I'm talking about this. You know, everyone knows that I'm a straight shooter, Jamie, and you and I have talked about this. We've spoken, and certainly some of the things that Mr. Trump has said are horrible or indefensible. But the stakes are just too high in this country. Keeping this Clinton criminal enterprise out of the White House is absolutely paramount. And I have to say, you know, the Ann Wagner for Congress campaign and my team, we've been consistently focused on pointing out the numerous fallacies of Hillary Clinton and her scandals. In fact, the Missouri Times put out an article in late October saying that Ann Wagner, myself, I was one of the only ones taking on a larger role in attacking Hillary Clinton and proving to be a very effective messenger on that. And whether that has to do with her policies that are all wrong, what would be a third term of Obama if she were elected, the corruption, Benghazi, Foundation, emails, pay-to-play. I mean, now we've got another open FBI investigation. This is wrong, and we've been working hard and overtime, as I said, to lift all boats, partnering with dozens of candidates for state rep, for state senate, across the statewide ticket to make sure that we're working alongside them to deliver this historic victory. We alone have had our headquarters there at Darty Ferry and Big Bend open, Jamie, since February, and have knocked on more than 40,000 doors and made real live phone calls to over 200,000 households. So this is a real grassroots effort. It's a volunteer effort. We were there last night again working. We'll be there all week to make sure that we elect Republicans up and down the ticket, including Donald Trump.
Well, because Trump, if we're going to pursue the policies that have made him popular among many, many Americans, he's going to need a Republican House and a Republican Senate to do just those.
He is. He absolutely is. And I think we see, as Governor Pence have said over and over again, Republicans coming home. This is important. People have to remember a non-vote, not showing up, is not an option. Don't waste your vote. It's the most, precious privilege we have in this democratic system, and we have a chance to really make history here. So yes, I hope that my colleagues will be reelected. I hope we're going to have a new Republican governor, and that Roy Blunt, who I know Ted Cruz is down stumping for in Springfield today, will be reelected, and all those that we've been partnering with and worked alongside here, starting, as I said, last winter and through the finish line, and that finish line tape next Tuesday. That's what I'm focused on.
Well, really glad you were able to come on and clarify everything, because it was interesting when I mentioned I was going to have you on earlier. I got a call from somebody going, make sure you ask her why she's not voting for Donald Trump. And I think that's interesting how that was actually never a question. And it kind of got lost in everything regarding the reaction to the tape, but it was never a question that you were going to be voting for Donald Trump.
Never a question. It's a shame how things can be twisted or misconstrued, but as I've been consistent on this since last May. I'm voting for Donald Trump. I encourage everyone listening to get out and vote for Trump, as well as our entire ticket. Clean sweep time. Don't waste your vote. and join our efforts. As I said, we've got a great headquarters down at Darty Ferry in Big Bend. A lot of doors that we'll be knocking on still, and get out the vote phone calls that are being made. We were out last night and got some terrific food in the area. 20% of the proceeds went towards Officer Snyder, so we fed the crew. We're going to be feeding them all week and through our Super Saturday weekend, and also, Jamie, continuing to be the truth squad against Hillary Clinton. This we must be effective messengers. We must be talking about her criminal enterprise, syndicate, whatever you want to call it, that cannot be in the White House.
Congresswoman Wagner, thanks a lot for being with us. And
Always.
it's a lot easier than the Rodney Davis interview. So,
all right, my friend.
That is for sure. But no, really great talking to you. And again, as you all know, you've been there for our veterans. You've been there for our police. You're there for the party. You're there for Donald Trump. And that's where we're at right now. We got to all stay together, and appreciate you making sure that people know